The world we live in is not merely a collection of maps and borders. It is a living, breathing entity that hides its most profound secrets in the shadows of the Yunnan. There are places that do not appear on any standard chart, not because they are lost to time, but because they have never truly been seen for what they are. We often chase the crowded wonders, the famous landmarks marked by millions of footsteps. Yet the true majesty of our planet lies in the surreal fragments where nature conceals its most terrifying and beautiful creations. These are the sanctuaries saved for the curious, the brave, and those who dare to look beyond the horizon. Imagine standing in the mist-covered mountains of China. Where the air is thick with ancient silence. Here, the sandstone pillars of Wuling Yuan rise like a forest of spears piercing the sky. This is not just a landscape. It is a floating world where hanging bridges stretch between peaks like fragile threads, pulled tight between heaven and the abyss. The fog rolls over these stone giants, making them appear as if they are drifting in an ocean of clouds. It feels less like Earth, and more like a forgotten realm from a myth, where the boundary between the ground and the sky has dissolved. But if nature can carve serene sanctuaries in the sky on the other side of the planet, it burns with a fury that defies comprehension. Travel now to Moab, Utah. Where the earth itself seems to be glowing from within. Here, the rocks burn with a deep, red intensity, like smoldering coals that have never cooled. The landscape shapes itself into curves and arches that look less like geology and more like the surface of a forgotten planet, alien and hostile. The wind whispers through narrow gaps in the rock, sounding like flutes or the voices of spirits from an ancient world. Some say that at sunrise, the large rocks make cracking sounds, as if the earth is breathing. Visitors have reported feeling lost in these canyons, not just physically, but spiritually, as if the compass of the soul shifts near certain formations. At night, strange flickering lights have been seen close to the ground, blurring the line between reality and an ancient, hidden energy. And just when you think you have witnessed the edge of magnificence, Ireland whispers otherwise. At the Cliffs of Moher, walls of stone tower 200 meters above the Atlantic Ocean. These are not just cliffs. They are scars on the face of the earth, as if the planet was once torn open by an invisible force and never quite healed. The wind here is relentless, carrying the salt spray of the ocean high into the air. When sunlight passes through the mist, the rock layers shift color from silver gray to copper red, forming a magical and ever-changing scene. This area is home to rare seabirds that nest in the crevices, their cries echoing against the stone. It is a place of raw power where the land meets the sea in a violent, eternal dance. These places do not just leave you in awe. They make you wonder how many more wonders are still hiding, waiting to be seen for the very first time. Deep in the southwest mountains, the Finglin Bai scenic spot reveals the raw beauty of a world untouched by modern chaos. Here, limestone ranges stand guard over red maple forests that ignite in the autumn, turning the hillsides into a sea of fire. Clear, winding streams cut through the valley, their waters so pure they reflect the sky like a mirror. When sunlight passes through the maple leaves, the whole area glows in bright red, yellow, and orange, like a living painting that breathes with the seasons. Waterfalls drop more than 100 feet over mossy rocks, creating soft sounds like wind chimes echoing from deep in the forest. Along the hills sit wooden stilt houses with black tile roofs and strong stone pillars. These structures feel both solid and ancient, as if they have grown out of the earth itself. Some say that if you listen closely, you can hear your name whispered on the wind or messages about what to do next in life. No one has explained these sounds, but the stone is still worshipped and seen as sacred, a conduit between the human spirit and the heart of the mountain. Further north, we find Lake Baikal, the deepest freshwater lake in the world. Its depths plunge nearly 5,400 feet, holding secrets that are over 25 million years old. This single body of water holds around 20% of all the unfrozen freshwater on the entire planet. The water is so clear that you can see over 30 feet down into a world of crystal clarity. But in winter, the lake transforms. It freezes with ice so thick and clear that it cracks loudly like cannon fire, sending shockwaves across the surface. Lake Baikal is the only place on Earth where freshwater seals live, a testament to its ancient and special ecosystem. Tiny life forms in the lake help clean the water naturally, keeping it pure without any human intervention. For the local people, the lake is sacred, linked to old legends and traditional ceremonies. They believe the water holds a spirit, a guardian that watches over the land and the people who depend on its bounty. Now, let us journey to a village nestled between pine forests and deep valleys, where clear streams flow and flowers bloom in a painting-like natural view. Each spring, the morning sunlight shines through the mist, reflecting on the curved tile roofs of old houses, lighting up the whole village in a golden haze. Traditional wooden and stone homes feature carved wooden doors, stone-paved yards, and long porches that feel peaceful and close to nature. An old legend says that on the first night of the new year, a special stone by the stream glows softly when approached by someone sincere. If they place their hand on the stone and recite a poem they wrote, they will gain clarity and good fortune in learning for the whole year. No one can explain the glow, but the villagers believe the stone holds spiritual energy, connecting people to the light of wisdom in nature. It is a place where time seems to slow down, allowing the soul to catch up with the body. Return with me to Wuling Yuan, a natural wonder formed over hundreds of millions of years. More than 3,000 sandstone pillars rise between 600 and 1,000 feet into the sky. These stone towers were shaped by uplift, erosion, and weathering, creating a one-of-a-kind landscape found nowhere else on Earth. A special feature of this place is the dense collection of natural stone towers shaped like mythical creatures. A local legend says these towers are spirits of the mountains turned to stone to guard a sacred land. Today, strict conservation is in place, and visitors must follow fixed trails to avoid harming the delicate ecosystem. This is one of the rare places that holds both great geological value and deep cultural and spiritual meaning. Walking among these pillars, you feel small, insignificant, yet strangely connected to the vast history of the planet. The Cliffs of Moher were formed over 300 million years ago from an ancient seabed lifted and eroded slowly by strong ocean winds and rain. The cliffs rise more than 700 feet and stretch over 5 miles, creating a massive natural wall beside the wild Atlantic Ocean. When sunlight passes through the mist, the rock layers shift color from silver gray to copper red, forming a magical and changing scene. This area is home to over 20 rare seabird species and thousands of individuals, such as puffins and gulls, who make their homes in the precarious ledges. The site is now strictly protected, offering control tourism to preserve the marine ecosystem and the stunning natural landscape. Standing on the edge, looking down at the churning waves below, you realize the sheer power of nature and the fragility of human existence. Moab remains a strange sandstone region where red and orange rocks were naturally shaped over millions of years, creating a landscape that looks like another planet. Some cliffs rise hundreds of feet high and are eroded into cracked, curved shapes as if the earth once shook violently here. Large rocks have been reported to make cracking sounds at sunrise, like they are breathing, while wind through narrow gaps sounds like flutes or whispers. Visitors have felt lost when deep inside the canyons, and compasses may shift slightly near certain rock formations. At night, strange flickering lights have appeared close to the ground, making many think of hidden energy. With surreal shapes and unexplained events, Moab feels like the line between reality and an ancient world has almost disappeared. It is a place where the laws of physics seem to bend, inviting exploration and wonder. Deep underground, the Waitamo glowworm caves offer a different kind of magic. Formed over 30 million years ago from limestone created by fossilized sea creatures, these caves were shaped by rainwater into vast underground chambers. This place is famous for thousands of glowworms hanging from the ceiling, making the cave look like a magical starry sky underground. The blue light from the glowworms is caused by a rare biological reaction, creating a surreal and mysterious atmosphere. In total darkness, an underground river quietly carries visitors through this magical scene, like drifting through a miniature galaxy. According to local legend, the light is believed to be ancestral spirits guiding the way through the dark, giving the cave spiritual meaning. The cave is now strictly protected with limited daily visitors and a ban on artificial light to preserve its delicate ecosystem. Floating beneath those tiny stars, you feel as though you are traveling through the cosmos, hidden beneath the earth. In Cambodia, Angkor Thom stands as a giant ancient capital built over 800 years ago. Known for its strong stone walls and hundreds of giant stone faces looking in 4 directions, the city exudes an aura of mystery and power. The whole city was planned like a model of the universe based on Hindu beliefs, showing advanced thinking in philosophy and astronomy. Millions of heavy stones were stacked with perfect precision without using any glue, and the building technique is still not fully explained. Some areas inside the city are believed to have underground tunnels or levels that have never been discovered, adding more mystery. Many electronic devices have failed when used near the center area, making scientists think there may be strange magnetic energy there. In the early morning, when sunlight hits the moss-covered towers and fog still floats, the scene looks like a sacred forgotten world, waiting to reveal its secrets to those who are patient enough to listen. Madagascar offers the Cine de Bamaraha, a magnificent natural heritage site known for its sharp limestone formations shaped over millions of years by water and wind. This location is in a remote region, requiring travel through dense forest and rough terrain to reach, adding mystery and challenge to any exploration. Scientifically, it is home to hundreds of unique plant and animal species, many of which are not found anywhere else in the world. Biologists see it as a living lab for studying evolution and adaptation under extreme conditions. Culturally, local people consider this area sacred, closely linked to ancient beliefs and deep respect for nature. The surreal beauty of the sharp rock peaks gives the feeling of stepping onto another planet, where every step requires caution and every view rewards the brave. It is a place where nature displays its sharpest teeth, yet also its most intricate artistry. Table Mountain in South Africa is one of the oldest mountains in the world, with a geological age of over 260 million years. Its strange flat top looks like a giant table set for the gods. It stands about 3,563 feet tall and can create a cloud cover on top like a white cloth, called the tablecloth of the gods by locals. What is strange is that even after millions of years of erosion, the flat summit remains nearly unchanged. There are more than 1,400 plant species here that can only be found in this place, making it a globally valuable outdoor geological museum. Many radio signals have been reported to go strange when flying near the summit, leading to theories about unusual magnetic fields. Standing on top, looking down at the city and the ocean, you feel the weight of history and the pulse of the earth beneath your feet. High in the mountains, Cliff Village sits about 2,600 feet above the ground, surrounded by steep cliffs and drifting clouds all year. This creates a legendary and dramatic landscape that seems to defy gravity. From the village, you can see endless mountain layers and clouds floating right at eye level. It is especially beautiful at sunrise, when the morning mist turns gold and pink. The homes here are built tightly against the cliffs using earth, stone, and bamboo. They are small but very strong, designed to withstand the harsh winds of this steep terrain. One of the most unique features is the old rope ladders once used to climb the cliffs, hanging hundreds of feet in the air. Though metal stairs have replaced the ropes, a section of the old ladder remains as a spiritual symbol of connection with the past. Visitors often stop to place a hand on the rough rope, silently hoping for protection on their journey through the mighty cliffs. It is a testament to human resilience and the desire to live close to the sky. In Argentina, Perito Moreno is one of the most impressive glaciers in the world. Stretching about 19 miles and standing nearly 230 feet above the lake, the glacier shines with a bright turquoise color under the sunlight. Creating a view that feels both grand and surreal. Unlike many other glaciers, this one has stayed the same size for decades without shrinking, a rare phenomenon in a warming world. Sometimes large blocks of ice break off and crash into the lake, sounding like thunder and sending strong waves across the water. Perito Moreno is not just a natural wonder, but also a symbol of national pride for Argentina. Watching the ice cave, you witness the raw power of nature, a reminder that the earth is always moving, always changing, always alive. Wuling Yuan community presents a contrast. A massive urban area with hundreds of tall buildings packed closely together, forming one of the most modern complexes in the city. Despite being a mega development, it stays close to nature with parks, man-made lakes, hanging gardens, and shaded walking paths. In the mornings and evenings, people walk under the trees, exercise by the lake, or meditate in gardens, enjoying calm within the concrete. Some say certain floors and units always have lights on, but never show any signs of life, as if they are run by something unseen. Many practice meditation at sunrise, saying the area holds special energy that helps quiet the mind and strengthen inner focus. The mix of modern design, green space, and spiritual mystery makes Wuling Yuan both real and surreal. A place where the future and the ancient coexist. Haleakala in Hawaii is a national park known for its volcano over 10,000 feet high, where sunrise creates a glowing sea of clouds. Its landscape includes a wide crater with red soil, black rocks, and volcanic ash that feels like walking on another planet. This place is sacred in local beliefs, seen as the home of gods, and where the sun was once held still in ancient legends. The weather at Hala changes quickly. In one day, you can go from bright sun to cold fog, just a few steps apart. Standing in front of this scene, many feel deep peace and realize how small they are in the wide universe, like touching a world beyond reality. The silence here is profound, broken only by the wind and the beating of your own heart. Ravenj, on the coast of Croatia, is one of the rare coastal places that still keeps its wild nature and ancient charm in the modern world. It is located on a limestone peninsula and features steep cliffs and crystal clear water that stays transparent even hundreds of feet from the shore. The narrow stone streets and old stone houses with red roofs create a view that feels like it came from a fairy tale. There is a sacred story here about a statue of the Virgin Mary that washed ashore and could not be moved, which led the people to build a holy site. Strange things like unusual lights and mysterious sounds are still reported sometimes, attracting curious visitors and explorers. Thanks to strict preservation rules and sustainable tourism efforts, Ravenj has kept its ancient identity and offers travelers a timeless experience. Walking its streets at dusk, you feel as though you have stepped back in time into a world of simplicity and beauty. Fingal's Cave in Scotland is one of the most unique natural wonders, formed by perfectly hexagonal basalt columns created through ancient volcanic eruptions. When ocean waves enter the cave, they crash against the walls and produce echoes that sound like organ music in a grand cathedral. At certain times of the year, sunlight enters the cave and creates a vertical beam of light that looks like a mythic column of fire. Some visitors say they feel time slowing down while inside, and others report hearing whispering sounds with no known source. Photos taken in the cave sometimes show strange light distortions, as if the space itself is bending. Fingal's Cave is more than a sea cave made of rock. It is a place where natural physics meets the deep mysteries of ancient legend. The sound of few waves playing against the stone columns creates a symphony that resonates in the soul. Biking Village is an ancient place hidden among forested mountains where time feels frozen and nature remains beautifully untouched. Surrounding the village are bamboo groves, misty hills, and gentle streams flowing all year, bringing a fresh and peaceful atmosphere. Old wooden houses with moss-covered roofs sit along the slopes, creating a simple yet charming mountain scene. In spring, wild flowers bloom across the hills, while autumn brings golden leaves that cover the village in quiet beauty. Legends say ancient alchemists once lived here, leaving behind mysterious symbols and sacred trees with strange shapes. The mix of poetic landscape and spiritual depth makes Biking Village a mysterious and special destination. It is a place where the hustle of the modern world fades away, replaced by the rhythm of nature. Hatcher Pass is located in the Taklat Mountains of Alaska. Standing at nearly 3,040 feet above sea level with a cold and harsh climate year-round. The area is hard to reach, especially during winter when thick snow and ice block access, appealing mostly to wilderness explorers. It is one of the rare places that still preserves its original beauty, with high mountain ecosystems untouched by urban or tourism development. Historically, it was a gold mining center in the early 20th century, and many archaeological remains still hold research value. Hatcher Pass also serves scientists studying geology and climate change in an environment with minimal human interference. Its isolation, rough terrain, and lack of infrastructure make it a hidden natural treasure in Alaska. Here, nature reigns supreme, indifferent to human presence, majestic and untamed. Menthol Glacier is about 13 miles long, formed thousands of years ago through layers of snow packed and compressed over time. The glacier's surface is naturally blue, reflecting sunlight like crystal and creating a scene that is both cold and bright. One rare phenomenon here is the ice caves inside the glacier, where light shines through thick ice to form glowing blue spaces. These caves keep changing as the ice melts, making each visit unique and impossible to repeat. Many visitors standing before the giant ice mass feel total silence and realize how fragile the natural world truly is. The blue light within the ice seems to hold the history of centuries, a frozen record of the Earth's past. Bazang Waterfall is one of the tallest and most stunning waterfalls. With water falling from hundreds of feet high and creating a misty white veil with an echoing sound. The waterfall is surrounded by lush forests and layered natural rock formations shaped as if carved by nature's hand. The sound of water blending with wind and forest birds creates a natural symphony that makes the soul feel cleansed. Strangely, the water flow remains nearly the same in both dry and rainy seasons, puzzling scientists who cannot locate its exact source. According to ancient legends, this place was where gods once descended to teach human wisdom and virtues. Bazang Waterfall is not only a beautiful natural sight, but also a spiritual symbol where people find peace and a deeper connection with the universe. Standing in its mist, you feel washed clean, renewed by the power of the falling water. Santorini features a crescent-shaped land formed by an ancient, volcanic eruption, with cliffs rising hundreds of feet around a sunken caldera. On top of the cliffs, white houses with blue domes create a perfect blend between architecture and nature. The island was once the center of the ancient Minoan civilization and is linked to Greek legends seen in its rituals and traditional arts. A unique phenomenon here is the orange-pink sunset light that covers the island, making the scenery romantic and dreamlike. Hot gases still sometimes rise from the underwater volcano, showing that geological activity continues. This balance between strong natural beauty and deep cultural history gives Santorini emotional power that overwhelms and inspires reflection. It is a place where every corner tells a story. Every view paints a picture of perfection. Owl Creek Pass is a hard-to-reach destination located in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado. With rugged trails and challenging terrain at an elevation of over 11,000 feet. It attracts those who love exploring the wilderness and seeking tranquility. The landscape at Owl Creek Pass includes towering mountains, pristine forests, and deep valleys, creating an untouched space that few places can match. Scientifically, this area is home to many wild animals and is also an ideal destination for studies in zoology and geology. Owl Creek Pass is rare not only due to its inaccessibility, but also because of the unique natural beauty it offers. With no widespread tourism development, it helps preserve the natural ecosystem and maintain its peaceful atmosphere. Here, silence is the only sound, and the wild is the only master. Drift Creek Falls features a white waterfall dropping from a tall cliff into a dense old growth forest formed through thousands of years of geological erosion. The landscape is wild and pristine, blending strong flowing water, ancient pine trees, and lush green plants throughout the year. A highlight is the suspension bridge about 240 feet long that stretches across the canyon, letting visitors view the entire waterfall from above. Geologists discovered that the rock formations beneath the falls might be remnants of an ancient sediment layer broken by a long-ago earthquake. A native legend says this was once a sacred site used for rain rituals, where ancestors' voices are still believed to echo through the forest. Drift Creek Falls attracts nature lovers while conservation groups are working to preserve the ecosystem by limiting tourism impact. Crossing that bridge, you hang between earth and sky, suspended in a moment of pure wonder. Wugu Gorge is a majestic natural wonder with towering cliffs and overwhelming depth. Where thick mist creates a dreamy and floating landscape. Each morning, the gorge is covered in white fog, making the entire area seem to hover between sky and earth. The lush forest at the bottom blends with moss-covered stone layers to create a magical and mysterious atmosphere. A strange phenomenon has been recorded where compasses suddenly stop working or spin uncontrollably at certain points in the gorge. According to ancient legends, this place was once a hidden sanctuary where Taoist priests practiced spiritual energy cultivation. Many travelers come here not only to enjoy the natural beauty, but also to meditate and connect with the spiritual world in the wild. The mist seems to hide secrets, inviting you to lose yourself in its depths. Jackson Hole is a large valley surrounded by mountain ranges over 10,000 feet high. Showing the wild beauty of the American West. In summer, wild flowers cover the land with bright colors, and in winter, snow turns the place into a white wonder. Because of its bowl shape and highland weather, fog and frost appear often, making the landscape look magical. Jackson Hole was once home to hunters, settlers, and cowboys, and that history still lives in its old buildings and local culture. Here, people can see moose, eagles, or even bears in the wild without any zoo. Every moment in Jackson Hole brings peace and reminds people of their deep connection to nature and life. It is a place where the spirit of the frontier still roams free. Milford Sound is a fjord formed during the Ice Age. Known for its towering cliffs that rise up to around 4,000 feet and deep blue waters. It has one of the highest rainfall levels in the world, creating hundreds of temporary waterfalls during heavy rain that change the scenery quickly. When the sky clears, the surface of the water reflects the surrounding mountains like a vivid natural mirror. This land was once considered sacred by native people and is linked to ancient legends. Early European explorers mistook it for a river mouth, showing how its beauty goes beyond ordinary imagination. What makes it special is the contrast between its mighty landscape and the peaceful feeling it brings. Sailing through Milford Sound is like entering a cathedral built by nature itself. The Teton Range was formed about 9 million years ago by a geological fault that created steep peaks rising nearly 13,800 feet with sharp natural outlines. Its peaks rise almost vertically from low ground without gradual foothills, making them appear taller than they really are. Snow covers mountains year-round, and sunlight creates colorful scenes that change beautifully with each season. Mysterious flashing lights have been seen at night on some of the peaks, and science has not fully explained these strange events. Teton Range is home to rare wild animals and remains one of the few mountain areas still mostly untouched by human development. Strict conservation efforts help protect its natural beauty and biodiversity, making it a perfect destination for those who love pure and powerful nature. The Tetons stand as silent guardians, watching over the valley below. Key City Forest Garden is a unique urban eco-park that brings peace through its thick green trees and clean fresh air. Its rich plant life creates a layered ecosystem that covers small lakes, artificial hills, and winding forest trails. In the misty mornings, sunlight shines through the leaves, creating a magical scene like an ink painting. Local people once believed in a sacred tree called the Time Guardian, used in New Year rituals for peace and clarity. Each year at sunrise on the first day, people visit the stump to meditate and pray, feeling deeply connected to nature's rhythm. Even in the heart of the city, nature finds a way to thrive, offering a sanctuary for the soul. These places, from the highest peaks to the deepest caves, from the burning deserts to the frozen glaciers, remind us that our world is full of wonders we have yet to fully understand. They challenge our perception of reality and invite us to explore the unknown. Whether driven by science, legend, or pure curiosity, The journey to these places is a journey into the heart of the Earth itself. They are the memories of the planet, written in stone, ice, and water, waiting for us to read them. As we continue to explore, let us remember to tread lightly, to respect the sanctity of these places, and to keep the spirit of wonder alive. For in these hidden corners of the world, we find not just beauty, but a reflection of our own humanity, small yet significant in the vast tapestry of existence. The adventure never ends. There is always another horizon, another mystery, another miracle waiting to be discovered. Let us go forth with open eyes and open hearts, ready to embrace the magic of our incredible planet.